What's going on with all my billionaires out there? This the guy, Hoods Billionaire. Welcome to Hoods Billionaire TV. Big favor, big abundance. It's cool to be smart. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the feds then re-indicted Boosie, man. Damn, they want that boy bad. I am not finna stunt. They want Boosie bad. So let's talk about it. So Boosie Boo, man, he got re-indicted on federal firearm and drug charges. So Boosie, if y'all not familiar with him, real name Torrance Hatch Jr., right? He just was fighting a previous gun case, right, where he got that dismissed, right? Had a good lawyer, ended up getting it dismissed, right? And this stemmed from a situation where he was out in San Diego, California, shooting a music video with a guy who paid for the feature, and he also went and did the music video too, and he was seen on a live stream with a weapon on his waist, right? So the police end up getting behind him. I believe ATF end up getting behind him. They ended up catching him with the firearm, right? And so they ended up getting him right on live. So he ended up beating that case, right? But then a new case got filed by the U.S. Attorney Tara McGrath's office, right? And they got him on 2 counts of firearm possession, one for interstate commerce as a convicted felon, and one for knowingly possessing a firearm while using a controlled substance. Okay, so what that pretty much means is Boosie was smoking weed, right? They feel like they can prove that he was smoking weed and under the influence of weed while he had the firearm, and he's a convicted felon. It doesn't matter if they were violent crimes or not, right? It's the fact that you were under the influence of a controlled substance while you were possessing the firearm, right? And I think in that video, if I'm not mistaken, Boosie was smoking weed in that video while he had the firearm tucked in his waistband. But not only that, I mean, Boosie always smoked weed in his interviews. He always smoked weed, a lot of times when he doing his live. So if they can just show, any time within that time frame that he was smoking marijuana while he had the firearm, then they pretty much got him on that charge, right? Now, if they end up getting him, right, if he end up getting convicted, he could face a max up to 10 years, right? So he looking at a dime max if they end up convicting him, right? The good thing is that they didn't issue a warrant for his arrest, so they gonna allow him to fight this case from home. He don't got to be arrested and then post bond and do all of that, right? They did do him that solid. Now Boosie was on vacation with his family, sounded pretty upset when he tweeted about it, pretty much saying, why didn't y'all get me with this one the first time, right? Why didn't y'all charge me with this the first time? Because anybody who know how the feds work, y'all know how the feds work, man. That first case, they probably knew they couldn't get you on that first case, or probably knew it was a loophole that they couldn't get you with that first case. But the reason that they got him in it is just to get your money a little dried up, right? They want to dry your money up a little bit. You go on an ankle monitor. You can't travel to the shows like you normally do. Pick up them back ends like you typically do. You had to sell and liquidate some assets, some cars and things of that nature, right? Then you adding expenses, getting different constructions and things done to your home. So it was really just to dry your money up or to get your money a little slowed up, right? Now they hitting you with the case that they feel like they can get you with. They feel like they can convict you on this one, so they went ahead and hit you with some separate charges. Like, okay, his money a little dry. He finna try to get back out on the road. Let's get him now. The feds don't play, but not only do the feds not play, I think Boosie also suffering from, what he, called quote unquote being a real nigga. He spoke on a lot of different situations that might have ruffled some feathers, right? You speaking on Dwayne Wade and, Gabrielle Union and they situation, with they family, whether you agree with it or not, you speaking out on it, right? Those people have power. You know what I'm saying? You speaking on the LGBTQ community. You see what I'm saying? Those people have power. It's people in high places that have power that probably didn't take a liking to what you were saying. You see what I'm saying? So, and Boosie very open about it, right? He on live streams and, you know, speaking his opinion on Vlad and all this different stuff. And I believe it's a culmination of all that stuff that's coming back to bite him now. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of your tongue. Not only that, the state of Louisiana, I'm sure they were excited and were offering as much help as they possibly could, because they've been trying to get Boosie. He beat an alleged charge where he wasn't on death row. They stationed Boosie in death row. I think that's a misconception a lot of people have. He wasn't on death row. You have to be found guilty and convicted, right? And be sentenced to death to actually be on death row where you could potentially be executed. To isolate Boosie, right, from everyone else, right, when it was different times where they needed to isolate him, they just put him on an old death row tier. That's all. That they weren't using for anybody. That's it. They didn't actually have him on death row, right? And I'm sure they probably wanted to scare him too also as well, but they didn't actually put him on death row, right? And that was behind that alleged situation where Boosie was accused of having a young 15-year-old, 16-year-old Marlo Mike perform hits and get people unalived, right, in Louisiana. He allegedly had multiple people unalived, right, and paid Marlo Mike to do it. That's alleged. He beat that case, right? So you know Louisiana been after him. They've been trying to get him, and they were upset that they couldn't get him, you know. So Boosie did the right thing. He moved to Atlanta, you know, started a fresh life, but the behaviors didn't change. Not necessarily getting people hit, but just being overly loud and being overly flamboyant and just ruffling people's feathers. And yeah, that might be good for momentary monetary gain, right? Anytime people be like extra like that, is good for momentary monetary gain, right? But in regards to like long-term success, it can't help you, because you're gonna ruffle too many feathers. You're gonna hurt too many people, and I know it will hurt too many people, like feelings, to where they gonna have it out for you, right? So, you know, and I know Vlad be cashing you out to do this, because he would never do that himself. But, you know, you can see kind of how it came back to bite him at the end, you know. And I'm not with people just being on the internet, being overly, you know, vocal, especially if it's on negative. If you're speaking like negative, you know what I mean, or just overly speaking on situations that you probably don't need to speak on, man, Boosie need to read the 48 Laws of Power. Like, real talk, that would be a good book for Boosie. He got to understand how to maneuver, and I think that'll help him in life. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all think Boosie gonna do this dime? What y'all think? Y'all think the feds got him? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. What y'all think led to this? You know, it's the guy Hoods Billionaire, Big Favor, Big Abundance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. It's the guy Hoods Billionaire, Big Favor, Big Abundance. It's cool to be smart. I'm gone.